You ever really thought about what Jason Voorhees is doing all in between the time of killing people? Let's dive in. In a Violent Nature, a 2024 horror movie slasher written and directed by Chris Nash for IFC Films, which will soon be released on Shudder. Well, I'm going to tell you that this is a movie that you do not want to go to the theater and see if you have had a long day or if you're sleepy, unless you are trying to catch a good nap in the movie theater. This is a film that is coming from the POV of the killer, which is somewhat a new take on the slasher genre. And I do say that they executed that effectively. But this is a film that has no score, no music whatsoever. There's no build up to the kills, and the kills are pretty nice. But I guess I'll just say that the way that they substitute the build up for the kills is just that once you hear any of the victims' voices, you just know that it's murder time. The movie is about Johnny, who was wrongfully done when he was a child. I want to say that he was a mentally handicapped kid in the town, and something tragic happened to him at the hands of some other town folk, and they tried to hide it, cover it up, left his body in the forest by a old fire tower. So there is a locket, a necklace and a locket that his mother gave him. That's what keeps him at peace. The movie starts off by, once somebody took the locket off of his resting area, all hell breaks loose now. The pacing of this film is definitely very slow, so if you're looking for a slow burn, because we're following him walking through the forest in Canada, stalking his prey the entire time. So you're always over his shoulder. There's one part of the film where you actually finally get to see what his face looks like. I do want to say that I loved the makeup for him, the look of the killer. It's very, very reminiscent to Jason Voorhees, of course. If you've seen the trailer, that's probably some of the first things you thought about was Friday the 13th. And I feel like someone on this staff, Chris Nash, who wrote and directed this film, probably was playing the Friday the 13th video game, where you can pick Jason and basically go around stalking all the camp counselors, going out to kill them. I feel like he probably drew a little bit of his inspiration for this. Cinematography is excellent. It's a very pretty movie. It's got a little gritty feel to it. There's absolutely, the sound of the movie is almost like you're just like watching something on the Nature Channel, National Geographic or something like that. And then they just add in some murder and some kills and some blood. No music. All you hear is footsteps, branches, birds, anything, all of the sounds of nature, all of the animals you might hear out in nature. That is your sound effects for the movie. There's no suspense building with a little music right before he's about to do anything. Basically, once Johnny is in the area and he hears any of these victims talking or knows that they're somewhere around, maybe they step on a branch and he knows somebody's nearby, it's on and popping. He's going to get them, and he lets loose. He doesn't play. So it's a very interesting way and kind of reason of why he gets his fireman's, it's like an old retro or vintage fireman's mask. It's very interesting on why and how he picks that up along the way. So I imagine that this movie is present day, pretty modern. They still have this campy 80s, 90s slasher film vibe because of just some of the dialogue. It's a little cheesy. It's a little, just the way that they talk sometimes, some of the stuff they say. I mean, some of these people, the victims, are kind of annoying when you're listening to him talk, so you're just ready for him to go ahead and do what he does to them anyway. But the kills, like I said, the kills are really effective on what he does. There's gore, and then there's like maybe two kills that are kind of off screen, but then like once he might walk past the victim, or you get a shot that kind of backs up and you can see the body in the background, you can kind of tell what's happened to him. I don't know if this is the new wave or just an experimental way of doing a slasher movie. You know, in most horror movies we kind of get a scene or two where we're kind of behind the killer or we see what he's looking at. This is strictly the whole movie you're going to be following him. There's scenes where maybe 3 to 4 minutes you're just walking and all you hear are footsteps. So, I mean, this is a movie where you have to be patient, but the payoffs are pretty well once he finds who he's killing. Only thing, okay, so I actually want to give you an honesty on it, or be truthful about the kills. The reason that I somewhat feel that they were lackluster is there is no build up. So it's like, it's just so quiet. Once he gets to killing him, he just kills him. Like I said, there is no suspenseful music in the background leading up to what he's going to do. It's just once he ends up finding him, it's on and popping. But it's so quiet. This is a movie that's going to make my collection, of course, because I'm a horror movie fanatic. It's just the replay value of it is kind of low. I was in the theater and I noticed that there were like 2 people that actually fell asleep. You just got to be patient with this film because there's going to be a lot of walking and he's stalking. And once he gets to the people, it's over. But he's quiet. The other thing is, it seems as if the town or the people in this town kind of already know of everything, and it's probably something that's a legend or a myth to them. But it doesn't seem that it's Johnny's first time ever doing this. They kind of mentioned that 10 years ago he got up and did this again, and that's how they ended up putting him down. They somewhat leave the movie open for a sequel, but at the same time kind of close it off like his mission is complete. So, I mean, look forward to seeing how that does. And, you know, if it does well in the box office, you know, they like to milk movies for the most that they can get. So there might be a sequel in there. I personally think that they should leave it like this. Just let this be a one-off. Maybe in a few years it'll become a classic. Maybe, who knows, once I actually get the digital copy or Blu-ray, I might watch it at home and feel a little bit different and like it a little bit more if I can dissect it a little bit more. But I have to say that my initial watch, I did like the movie. If I had to rate it, I'll give it about a 7 out of 10. Strictly because, like I said, the score for movies, or for horror movies, that's one thing that I kind of like. It's kind of what gets you going is, you know, whatever type of theme music they have. Like Michael Myers, there's scenes where when he's about to do what he does, you hear that little come around, so you know that here he is. He sees Laurie, he's about to go after her, or he sees whatever victim he's about to go. Same with Freddy, same with Jason. You know, they got their own theme song or theme music, their own score that sits with them. There is absolutely nothing going on in this movie but nature. You hear the birds, you hear like the trees, the I guess the wind, and everybody walking and tripping over branches and everything on the ground in the forest. So I guess that's his theme music. Is just nature's sounds. But like I said, I would give this a 7 out of 10. I definitely will recommend it to any horror movie fan to check it out. And then you let me know how you feel about this movie. If you check it out, hit me in the comments. Let me know what you thought about it. If you liked it, if you loved it, tell me what your favorite kill is. There's a kill that, if you know anything about this movie, you've probably already like at least heard a bit about the yoga kill. When you see it, it's one of the craziest, silliest type of kills that you'll see in a horror movie. People in the theater were kind of like giggling, laughing. There was a couple oohs and ahs. Me personally, I liked the kill, but it was still a tad bit underwhelming compared to. I haven't seen anybody spoil exactly what happened during the kill, but everybody always mentioned, when you see this movie, there's a yoga kill. Oh man, you'll be waiting for that. So it's like when it actually happens, I don't know if I was already built up for, I knew that here's the yoga kill. But once I saw it, I was kind of like, okay, I mean, cool, oh well. But like I say, come back, Hit me in the comments. Let me know what you thought about the movie. Let me know what you thought about the kills. What was your favorite kill? If any of them were excellent or any of them were like, this just doesn't do it for me at all. How much Johnny reminds you of Jason. I feel like in a way this is like a straight bite off of Friday the 13th. Maybe this is for the new generation to get their own type of Jason Voorhees if they continue to make sequels to this movie. I hope they really kind of just leave it at this. This is a good one-off. I feel like we don't necessarily need any more, or unless they kind of change the camera style. If you continue going on with that, make the first one what we just saw with the POV of the killer and the rest of them. I say, man, going back to the original slasher. But check me out. That's Pinpoint Pictures. Let me know what you think. I'll see you later.